can I achieve consistency in my golf game?
Setting up consistently and making short putts is a huge factor in being a consistent player. To get some good practice at home with putting, you're going to more than likely be limited to short putts, so you can work on your consistency of setup and your alignment. The eyeline putting mirror that I'm using helps me to set up consistently to get my eyes over the target line so that when I turn my head like I'm reading a line of text, I can trace that imaginary target line, represented by the blue stick, all the way to the hole and back. The goal here is to set up in a consistent posture that helps me to perceive the target line accurately. So now I'll demonstrate how to get into a good posture, some of the things that I like to see. If you reach your arms out in front of you and point the club straight out, and you can put the elbows together like you're trying to squeeze them together in front of your body, but in a relaxed way. And then you can let the club head kind of dangle. Support it with your wrist, but you'll see the way that my wrists have bent there. And then you bend over from the waist. And then you can make some adjustments to make sure that your feet are square to the target line, and you can shuffle your distance from you and the ball until your eyes are over that target line or right above the ball. If you have a mirror, you can use that black line in the center of the mirror for a good reference. You want to make sure that there's nothing excessive going on in terms of your shoulders being way closed or way open. We want to make sure that they're fairly neutral. And the same goes for your hips. Let's make sure that your hips are not way closed or way open either. So now you know how to set up squarely with your eyes over the target line in a good posture. Let's talk about ball position. So we want to make sure that the ball is not excessively towards your front foot in the case that you could hit it way off the bottom of the putter, causing distance control problems, or off of your back foot, which could cause you to hit down on the ball, making the ball skid or hop off of the putter face, which can also cause distance control problems. We also want to make sure that the shaft is fairly neutral, that you don't lean it way forward or way backward. Both of those can cause problems controlling the distance and hitting consistent putts as well. You can also use this mirror to make sure that your putter face is square. Sometimes it has a tendency for players to drift open or closed, but to check in on it regularly and verify that it's in fact square and aimed properly is a big deal. I would suggest when you practice going through all the key points of the setup that we've just talked about to make sure that you're prepared by the time you go to the golf course and you're not having to think about those checkpoints anymore. You're just ready to set up, take a practice stroke or two, and roll your putt. Consider that the length of the stroke dictates how far the ball travels. If the putter goes back and through a shorter distance, the ball won't travel as far. If the putter goes long, back, and through, it'll tend to travel farther. Try to match the backstroke length to the through stroke length. I've seen lots of students who take the putter back a short distance and try to make up for it in the follow through, and the opposite of that I've seen as well, where people take it back a long distance and then they panic knowing they're going to hit it too far and they quit on the stroke, slow it down, or decelerate. In addition to controlling the length of the stroke, you also want to control the sweet spot of the putter to make sure that you make good contact with the putt, and that'll give you a lot of control over where the putt starts and how far it travels. On the ground I've laid 2 alignment sticks for reference, and these will give you a good way to train your ability to control that sweet spot and make sure that you're not taking the putter back outside or inside. If you conflict with these sticks, they'll give you pretty good feedback that you need to work your stroke a little more in line with them. Play a game with yourself where you set a personal goal for the most consecutive putts made, and each day try to beat it. Get competitive with yourself and simulate what it's really like to play golf. You need to make this next putt. See how many you can make in a row. We have students of all ability levels make 20 in a row from 4 feet before they even start class. Beyond what we've talked about so far, you don't need to make indoor practice any more complicated. Put it on repeat and putt a lot. You're going to do yourself a lot of good just by having a putter in your hand, rolling putts. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss future videos when they're released. I realize there's a lot of good content out there, but as always, thank you for taking the time to watch mine. I appreciate it. Thank you and have a great day.